7 minutes of a video, but then my screen went dark and I didn't want to keep going in case it wasn't actually recording. So here I am, offering another short class here. We're going to start out on our hands and knees. I've been doing Zoom classes using the Zoom app every day at 1:30 if you're interested. But I know that's not for everyone, so I thought I'd add another video that's short in length, and you can do it anytime. So here we are. We're going to start out in a tabletop position, gazing straight down. We press strong into the mat with our hands. You can activate your shoulders, your upper back. And then we are going to take a deep breath in. Let our belly fall, gaze up into a cow, and then lift that back, chin to the chest for cat. We follow our breath, so inhale as we come up, and exhale, that back reaches tall, and we come into a cat. So let's do a few more. And then we'll come back to a tabletop position. We're going to curl our toes under, push our hips up, push those hips back into a downward dog. Your fingers are spread nice and wide, and we work our heels towards the mat. Not everyone's heels are going to get to the mat, but that doesn't matter. It's just the intention. And every day we get a little looser if we practice consistently. And then we're going to bend both knees just a tad. You can feel it hopefully in your Achilles tendons. So every time I do that little knee bend, I rotate the hips back a little. Feel it in my lower back. Good, and then we're going to straighten the legs. And we're going to take a walk between our hands. We'll come to a halfway lift, which means our feet are together, our hands are to our knees, and the shoulder blades pull back so we have a nice flat, long back from your tailbone all the way through your head. Now we're going to take a deep breath in, and exhale, fold. Everything's relaxed in the whole upper body. No effort above the waist. Below the waist, we're engaged with our thighs, but upper body's just relaxed. Now when you feel yourself taking an inhale, we're going to sweep our arms through and sit our hips back and go into a chair. In chair, we want to have our weight in our heels and our arms extended. You can stretch those fingers out wide. Good. Keep your breath nice and steady. And then on your next inhale, we're going to stand straight up. Take our arms down by our sides. We are going to take our left knee up. So pull your belly button in, lift through the crown of your head, and then that knee comes up. I'm trying to have really calm, strong, proud posture. Excellent. Let's take that same leg that's up, take a step back, and we're going to have both legs straight. The left foot's facing this way, right foot's this way. We're going to extend those arms out, breathe in, and exhale. The hips go to the left a tad. We open the left shoulder and come on down as far as you can. You might have your hand to the mat and pull that chest back. You might have it resting on your leg. It doesn't make much of a difference. We want to work on this, the chest being open. Good, then we're going to come on up. We're going to rotate our hips so we're facing the front. The back foot's at a 45-degree angle and the right knee is over the ankle. And we're going to stretch our arms up tall. Make sure your jaw and your tongue are relaxed, your eyes too. We don't want any tension in the face. We're going to straighten the right leg. Draw the belly button in tight and just come forwards. You might need to rest your hands here. If you can't quite reach the floor, that's fine. But we're going to try and relax as much as possible, keeping our breath steady. And then every time you feel that the stretch might be getting a little more intense, just breathe through it. You can lift your toes up if you feel that you're capable of doing that. It definitely increases the stretch in your hamstring. Good, let's plant Bend that right knee. We're coming back up to warrior one. But this time in warrior one, we're going to interlace our fingers behind us, pull down and gaze up to the ceiling. This is one of the best ways to release tension in your chest, is when you interlace and pull back. Good, let's take our arms up. We'll step to the top of the mat. Interlace the fingers, stretch up nice and tall. We're going to release the hands, but the arms are still up, and we're going to take our hips back to chair again. So you can bring the toes up if you'd like, the weights back in your heels. Beautiful. Let's inhale up. Arms come down by our sides. I'm going to switch, but you can stay the direction you are, just so I'm facing the camera, but you can stay where you are. We're going to lift the right knee up, the belly's in, we're tall through the crown of our head. You want to engage your core, engage your thigh. Good, let's step back. We're going to have the right foot facing this way, left this way, arms out wide. We'll breathe in. Exhale, shift those hips right. Let's come on down. It's really good for you to have the intention of the proper posture, even if you're not totally in it, so you know where you're headed. So this right shoulder wants to be open, so we're completely parallel. You're really active with your right arm. It's easy to just have it floating up there, but try and be strong. Good, and then we're going to inhale up. We're going to rotate our hips to the back wall. Well, for you it's the front, sorry. The left knee over the ankle. Right hip's pulling forwards. And let's come up to warrior one. And then we'll take those hands behind us. Interlace, let's pull down, gaze up. Good, and then we're going to take the arms overhead. We'll straighten the left leg, and we're going to fold forwards. You can pull the toes up or not, it's all good. But remember, try to really focus on what you're feeling and take breaths, relaxing that feeling and encouraging it to dissipate. Awesome. All right, let's bend that knee. We're going to come back up to warrior one, but then we're going to straighten the leg right away, pigeon toe our feet. We're going to take our hands to our waist. Thighs are tight. We'll breathe in. And let's exhale, fold. And then we're going to let our hands relax down. We'll let our neck relax also. Weight in your toes. And now we're going to do a little twist. So let's walk our hands over towards our right foot. Your left hand can either grab the right leg or just reach to the ground, whatever works for you. And we're going to open up to the right. Good, now let's walk the hands the other direction. Same thing, just grab wherever you can. It's okay, it doesn't matter too much. We're just going to open our left shoulder. Good, and then we're going to come back to the center. We'll take our hands to our waist. The kneecaps lift, the shoulder blades come back, and we'll take a big breath in as we lift up. Awesome. Let's step to the top of the mat. All right, this is mountain pose. The palms are facing forward, the chin's lifted, the belly's in tight. And we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to exhale, fold. You can bend the knees if you need to. We're going to get into a high plank. So let's walk those feet back. If high plank is a little too much for you, that's totally fine. You can start with your knees down. Pretend that you are in the extended position, though. Take those knees down. And we're going to breathe in. And exhale. Exhale, lower your torso. Notice my arms don't go out to the side, they stay right next to my torso as I lower down. Chin rests, we'll point the toes. And as you inhale, we're lifting the torso up. Shoulders back. Good, now we're gonna push all the way back. So our knees are gonna come out wide, our feet will be together. We'll take our hips back to our heels, and we're gonna rest our forehead down in a child's pose. So in this child's pose, we're gonna push our fingertips into the mat, lift those wrists up high, and then we're tugging back with our hips. So our hands aren't moving, but when you have the active intention of tugging, you get a long stretch in places you weren't getting before in a relaxed position. And then we're gonna let the palms fall down. We're gonna inhale, hips up. Take the knees right underneath us. Good, now we're gonna do a little bit of strengthening. So let's extend our right arm in front of us. And then we're gonna extend, keep your right arm here. We're gonna extend the left leg back so we have opposite appendages, if you will. And now keep your left leg back, but take your right hand down to the mat. Good, and then the left knee comes down. Very nice. We're going to take a deep breath in, a slow breath out, and then we'll switch. Take your left arm extended. And then keep the left arm, we'll extend the right arm at it. Sometimes when it gets a little more challenging, people's minds start going more, but the better option would be to just focus on your breath more. We're going to take left hand down, and then that cuts out some of your thoughts about, oh, I'm tired, or I don't feel like doing this, or I don't like this posture. It's more beneficial to just think about your breath. Let's take that right knee down. We're going to curl the toes under to downward dog. Push those hips back. We're going to take our right leg to the ceiling. Take a step through so that right foot's between your hands. Sometimes you can't get that all in one step, that's fine. You can come up and adjust. We're going to go into Warrior Two. So the right knee is over the ankle, right foot facing forward, left foot facing the side. Our arms are extended and our face is relaxed. A lot of times people's knees kind of fall inwards, but we really want that open. It stretches your hip. As you feel yourself exhaling, let's rest our forearm on our thigh and reach overhead the left leg. You want to feel that strengthening, so push the left foot into the mat. And then we'll inhale up, extend those arms. Exhale back, the right knee stays where it's at, but we're going backwards. Awesome, let's come on up. We're going to take our hands back to the mat. Go back to high plank. Like I said, if you can't stay in high plank, no big deal. Just take your knees down. We're going to lower the torso. Arms by your torso, they don't go out to the sides. We're going to push our toes into the extended position and inhale up. Good. This time we'll take our chest down and we're going to take our arms out in front of us. We're going to tighten our arms, tighten our legs, chins to the mat, and as you inhale, we're going to lift the legs and the torso up. And then we'll come down. We're going to take our hands under the shoulders, push ourselves onto our hands and knees. Curl the toes under for a downward dog. Now I'm going to switch directions, but you won't. We're going to take our left leg to the ceiling. Take the 1 or 2 steps it takes to get your foot between your hands, and let's come into a Warrior Two. On this side, Open the hips, really feel those opening. Tune into where you're feeling the stretches. And in your next exhale, let's rest the forearm down and reach. Again, you want to engage your right leg. It feels like all your left leg's doing all the work, but if you push the outside edge of your right foot into the mat, you'll feel that activate also. And now we're going to inhale up, exhale back. It's so easy for people to straighten their left knee when we do this, but we're really staying in that warrior two, opening ourselves up. All right, let's come on up. We'll step our feet to the back of the mat, and we'll face forwards. We're going to do just a few balances. The first balance is a warrior three, so we'll take our right foot forwards, get our weight straight up from your ankle, lift. You can take palms together or extend your arms out, but we're trying to come into a balance parallel to the ground without your hip opening. A lot of people end up like this, but we're trying to keep our hips facing the mat. Whatever you do though, don't be critical of yourself. You just try to improve. So if you feel like your hips open, you rotate your thigh inward, and then you become a little more square to the mat, or parallel. Good. From here, we'll come on up, come back to the back of the mat. We're going to switch our feet. So let's take left foot forwards. Start by feeling your weight straight up from your ankle, lift, and then hands together, coming through. Good, let's come on up. Nice. Now I'm going to face you. We're going to be doing a couple trees. And from the trees, we're going to try to open up into a half moon. So you need some space out to your right. So let's take our right foot up into tree. Remember, it doesn't have to go above the knee. You can even have your toes on the ground if balance is an issue. You can take your foot to your lower leg or your foot to your upper leg. You can have your hands at your heart or extend them up. I know a lot of people like having their hands at their heart, but if you're struggling with balance, the more you lift, the steadier you are. So everything reaches up. It really helps steady you. And then we're going to take a step to the right. So our foot is facing forwards. We're going to do a half moon. Now half moon is more challenging, and a lot of people judge themselves on this also, which doesn't really help to judge. Just accept yourself where you're at. So let's open the hips so we're facing the wall completely. We're going to lift the left leg first, and if possible, we're going to keep our balance and come into kind of a T. So don't judge. Don't judge. But your balance a lot of times comes from the middle section, and the more engaged your muscles are, the steadier you'll be. Of course, it always helps to find something to focus on. Good, let's come on up. Now we'll come more to the top of the mat, so we'll have room to do it on the other side. So let's stand on the right leg. We'll take our left foot up, wherever you liked it on the other side, or it might be different depending on your flexibility. So here we are, oops, in a tree. I'm reaching up to try and engage my core, find my steadiness. Good, and then we'll take a step left. Open everything up, weight over your ankle, just like when we do warrior three. Try to lift and come into that balance. Awesome, let's come on up. We'll come back to the back of the mat. We're going to inhale our arms overhead with our feet together. Just really tune into your breath here. And then we'll take our hands down to the mat. We're going to come down on our knees, and then we'll come into a seated position. Let's take the bottoms of our feet together. Pull the feet close together. Your knees might be up. It's fine. It doesn't matter. We're just going to walk the hips back so we're sitting up nice and tall. Reach up to the crown of your head. And then if you can, we'll lean forwards just a tad. You can grab your feet. Lean. Doesn't matter how far you go. Your body is ready for what it's ready for. So just listen to it and then encourage it to relax with the breath. Good. We're going to inhale up. We're going to go onto our backs with our feet on the mat. So our knees are bent. We're going to extend the left leg out. We're going to pull the right knee up. Then the right arm goes out to the side, and we use our left hand to guide that knee across the body, but we're going to remain looking over the right arm. Good. Let's come to the center. Extend that right leg out. Now we'll pull our left knee up. Our left arm's out to the side. We'll grab that knee with our right hand and pull it across the body as we look over to the left. Good. Let's come back to the center. This time we're going to join the knees together up at your chest. So let's pull those in. You can give yourself a hug. Tuck your chin. Good, and then we'll extend the legs up. Flex your feet. We're going to slowly lower the legs down. Good. All right. We need to slowly drag our heels back so our feet are back on the mat. We're going to go into a bridge. We're going to lift those hips. Lift, lift, lift. Hands try to find each other underneath. Shoulders try to walk underneath you. It's very good. This is such a great stretch. If your neck is extended and your chin's towards your chest, hopefully you're feeling a stretch in your neck. Hopefully in your lower back. Your shoulders, your chest. There's so many places you can feel this. All right, let's release. Roll the spine down. We're going to take our legs back to the ceiling. And this time we're going to bend the left knee, take the left foot to the mat. We're going to cross the right knee over. And then let's give ourselves a hug this way with our legs crossed. And release. And then we'll cross the left leg over the right. Pull in for another hug. It's good to tuck your chin here as well. Great. Now we'll uncross the legs. Knees in, we'll roll up. And we're going to take our right leg out and our left foot in towards our inner thigh. And we're going to lean over this leg, but we don't want to lean with our torso facing forward. So let's rotate our torso so it's facing this leg. If you want it the deepest you can get, you can take your hand to the outside of your foot and come forwards. Or you can just grab for that foot or your ankle, whatever works for you. switch our feet. Sit up tall, and then we'll face this leg or reach and get this nice stretch on the left side. Although actually I feel the stretch more on my right lower back. You all feel it in different places. Good, let's come on up. We're going to cross our legs. Sit up nice and tall. Let our neck fall over to the right. And then roll the neck down and over to the left. And again, roll down over to the right. And one more time over to the left. And then we're going to lift our head up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forwards. And then inhale, draw your back up. Your neck comes up last. Good. Exhale, forwards. And then let's lift with our back. And come on up. Awesome. I want to thank you for practicing. Hopefully these are helpful. Today was a little more instructional. But if any of you are new, it's helpful to get some of the information you need to do the postures as properly as possible. But our bodies are all different anyway, so there's always some give and take and everything. But I really appreciate you. Namaste. Have a great day. See you soon.